I can buy myself flowers, and we're live. It's MoDXtra Games and Collectibles weekly, mostly weekly live stream. And folks, it is time for you to
listen to your friend Chris.
But your friend Chris has let you down this week. I had such a busy weekend. It was my son's birthday, and we had some family round, and it was all celebrating his birthday and whatnot. And I just had no prep time at all. And then when people massively outstay their welcome. So I've had no prep time. But I didn't want to cancel another one because I am free and available. And I cancelled last week because I had some plans with the kids while they're off on summer break. So I'm hoping that you guys will fill my chat with enough viewers' questions or things to talk about that I can just completely improvise for an hour just to keep, the streams consistent. So there we go. But welcome, everybody. Welcome. Let's do a quick run through of who's here and say hi to all the gang, all the valued MoDXtra Games and Collectibles viewing community members. So Will's here. Hi, Will. Already said hi to Will in the chat, but everybody give a big New York howdy doody to Will. Then Tat Tat Toys is here. Everyone go check out Tat Tat Toys' channel as well, by the way. Wonderful little YouTuber there. In fact, Tat Tat, feel free to drop a link in the chat for everyone to go and grab. Then who else we got here? Being a Fine Figure. However, Being a Fine Figure's leaving for work now. So you should be out the door. Being a Fine Figure. Don't be late on my account. And Connor's here from Fuller's Figures. Hi, Connor. So those of you who tuned in 2 weeks ago will have seen Connor's fine, handsome, chiseled good looks, giving the stream, the MoDXtra Games and Collectibles stream, a little bit of an uplift. An absolute gent, who I thank once again for coming and joining me. Let's see. Eric's here. Charlock, another guest appearance on the channel there. How you doing, Eric? Hope you're well. Jono's rolled in. Heidi ho, campers. We got Venom here. How you doing, Venom? You all right? Hope you're good. And then Bobby Dubs, who always comes straight in, hot and fast. Bobby Dubs is ready to chat. Have you seen a group out there named Hot Frog that's doing a vehicle similar to the Ramen Racer 1/12 scale Chevelle? I have not. Always with the hot info as well. Apple Pencil, iPad. I'm writing that one down, dude. Hot Frog. I've never heard of Hot Frog before. Do they have pedigree? Are they reliable? Do we know of them? Who knows? Maybe we can do a wee bit of quick research on them in a short while. So let me make... Oh, I think my battery's dying. Yeah, I'm good, Venom. Thanks, I'm good. Got some new tablets for the old ticker problem and the blood pressure, and they're making me feel a lot better. I know you were asking a couple of weeks ago when I was ill. Making me feel a lot better. Right, what was I writing down? Hot Frog. I'm just rubbing out an old note rather than starting a new screen. I'll just rub out an old note there. Hot Frog vehicle. All right, noted down, Bobby. I will investigate. He's elaborated. They have the Chevelle Punisher van in a chopper. They started before Ramen Toys did, but Ramen beat them to producing. Oh. However, Venom has swung in here with some further information. It's Odd Frog Entertainment. They've been trying to get their car Kickstarter going for so long, but unsuccessful thus far. Well, you folks know how we feel about Kickstarters around these parts. The car is called the Bandito. Although a Punisher-style van... 4 minutes late. What's this? A Pulse exclusive? I pressed go at exactly the right time. Exactly the right time. It's not my fault. YouTube took 4 minutes to deliver it to you, which basically means that you guys are 4 minutes behind me. So things will come out my mouth and you will hear it 4 minutes later. Johnny here, that would be worrying to me, Venom. Yeah, so I mean, Kickstarter in its own right, I'm skeptical of after having my fingers burnt a handful of times, mostly with board game stuff, but still, I had my fingers burnt a couple of times with Kickstarter. But then a product that can't get off the ground on Kickstarter, yeah, wouldn't sell me on it. Wouldn't sell me on it. Being a 5 fingers, got his earbuds on until he gets caught. Love it. Chris is basically in the future, which you will hear in 4 minutes' time. The delay can't be that bad. 4 minutes delay, that seems a lot. What's my thing say? Oh, well, to be fair, my broadcasting software has been live for just over 10 minutes. But my YouTube does indeed say I've been live for just under 6 minutes. So it probably is a 4 minute delay. That's shocking. Says the connection's all right, though. Venom here now. Yeah, don't quote me on that, but I believe they had some relations with 112 Garage Toys and had some bad PR and ended up closing their Kickstarter and moving their crowdfunding to their website. Right, well, you're painting quite a narrative there, Venom, that is somewhat very off-putting. Yeah, that's right. I've had 4 minutes more of this shite than everyone else. Oh dear, Hasbro sucky. Well, folks, so in the absence of preparation time, I got asked about this a while ago, actually, so it is by viewer request. Apologies, I can't remember who it was who asked for it, but they said, oh, can you do a viewer's questions, or like, can ask me anything? And I thought, well, in the absence of any prep time, this week would be the perfect week to do it. Although I did have a quick look on the YouTube post and the Instagram, and nobody put any questions up. So if you guys want to just kind of fire some questions into chat for me, so that I can get some streaming conversation going, that'll be fine. In the meantime, we'll just carry on bouncing around, see what everyone's got to say in chat, just in general. Connor here. Okay, Kickstarter-ish topic. I pre-ordered, not backed, the Rattler. However, I'm having second thoughts. A bit expensive and don't see value in the tiers. What? So you've not backed it? How have you pre-ordered it and not backed it? I don't quite understand that. Are you using an independent? However, having second thoughts, a bit expensive and don't see the value in the tiers. Yeah, I mean, obviously the patches thing, quite a few people freaked out about the patches. I'm not quite sure I entirely agree. I saw some people like, it's an insult! It's an insult, the patches! I'm not quite sure I consider it that bad. But you guys know I don't go in on the vehicles because of the high price and the space. Although I was, apologies if I might be repeating myself, but there's a little bit of ceiling up here, and I was looking at it going, I could hang it. I was, you know that moment where you're sort of talking yourself into it. But I said no. As I said before, it's my son's birthday and all that, and then I got some stuff coming up in September that I want some money for. So they are high value items. I know somebody, Eric, remind me, maybe you'll remember, over on the Joe Bros Discord, who'd gone in on the His Tank, had a bit of a play with it and was like, nah, I'm passing it along, I'm not into it. So, because it is a massive investment, you know what I mean? Oh, we've got a few more folks rolling in. Here's Matt. Hi, Matt. Sup, folks? And then I think I saw another fresh face in here yet. Mr. B's rolled in. Hi there, Mr. B. Brian from Brian Action Figure Reviews is here. What's up, lads and ladles? Anyway, let's bounce back to the conversation. Eric agrees. That first tier is a bummer, and honestly, I could take or leave the Baroness, but I would like to see it hit the Gunner tier. Do you know what, though? So that's really interesting, because the thing that made me have my little moment looking at the ceiling thinking I could get some, like, fishing wire and a plane in the corner there. I mean, it'd only be for my enjoyment because the camera's never facing that way towards the window. It would just be for my enjoyment. Well, actually, maybe. Stop it. But it's the Baroness figure that I went, ooh. There's a photo of her, like, with the heels and the pistol and the short haircut, just about to get in the plane. And I'm like, shooting the galaxy, man. That dude, he's got a lot to account for with regards to my G.I. Joe classified expenditure, because he definitely, when I'm on the fence or something, I see a promo shot that he's prepared, and he definitely makes me start to fall on the side of parting with my cash. So that's really interesting. The patches thing, yeah, I mean, it's because we're judging it by its own standard, isn't it? You know what I mean? Because we've become accustomed to having 4 figures with the offering, that when it's 3 figures and like a little bonus extra of that nature, then we're all a bit like, you know. So, because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go for it. I'm pretty sure, you know, I'm pretty much on the side of, no, I haven't got the space, I haven't got the money to drop on a HasLab. I haven't then engaged with the displeasure as much. Does that make sense? You know, when I see it going on, I'm just like, scroll past, fine, whatever, you know. I'll jump back in a minute, but I noticed a few more faces. Colonel Angus, did everyone get their Once Man Coco? I figured we'll end up talking about that. Will brought it up earlier. We'll circle back round to that. But hi, Colonel, how you doing? And then we've got, I think I saw someone else knocking around here. Oh, geez, you guys, you talk, and I can't keep up. I feel like I saw... Is Emperor Palpatine in here? Did I see Emperor Palpatine somewhere? There's Mr. B. Oh, my God. I need a better system. I might have to just put a rolling chat on the screen in the future. This whole selecting messages is too difficult. Oh, there's Real Zim. Hi, Real Zim. How's it going? Mr. B's in the car, but he's listening. Yeah, Pod Racing Palpatine. I thought I saw... Hi, Pod Racing Palpatine. How's it going? And there's Gerard as well. So, hi, Gerard. I want to say hello to the new arrivals, although I suspect you already have done. I'm probably behind the curve. So let's bounce back up to the Rattler conversation. Jono here. The Rattler funding has slowed down like crazy in the last few days. I don't recall the Hiss or the Dragonfly struggling so much. They seem to back much quicker and at a much steadier rate. Interesting, yeah, I don't recall either. Other than a bit of a push right at the end, I seem to remember. But again, I'm probably not your guy for HasLab-related conversation, because making the active decision not really to go in on HasLabs, maybe. Yeah, a little bit fishing wire. I disengage from the community conversation and the rhetoric that surrounds, you know, the HasLab stuff. So I've not been paying attention, you know, when people are saying funded or not funded, because I've had busy weekends. I've not been tuning into other people's streams so much, which is where I kind of pick up a bit of a sense of what folks are thinking about out there. You know what I mean? Connor here. It's just that the tiers are always priced in and don't see bang for my buck overall. Yeah. It's not... It's like the tiers aren't sexy exciting, are they? They're not like, woo! Like the Dragonfly, wow, Bill, great. And then the other 3 figures, I would actually... just got a little bit more sex appeal about them. Which is ironic that I'm saying that when the Baroness is the one on the... But there's something about the look and feel... because they're quite narrow, aren't they? They're quite narrowly... The Dragonfly figures, I feel like you could use a bit more in a wider context, whereas the Rattler figures are a bit more kind of... Do you get what I'm saying? Am I talking bobbins? Although I do lament the fact that Wild Weasel, I won't have a Wild Weasel, just the figure itself, you know. But maybe there's folks out there buying 3 Rattlers or whatever, and one will turn up and... coming across my my inbox at some point. Being a fine figure, those patches are going to look good on a members only jacket. Yeah, I mean, I've actually got a bucket ton of patches in an old shoebox somewhere. You know, age-old collector. One of the few collections I've kept from my childhood in the 80s is a badge and patches collection in a shoebox. I don't know why. I used to have a corkboard. I'm sure many of you guys did, where I used to stick badges in when I visited places. Got some really cool nerdy ones in there. Birds in boxes. Welcome, birds in boxes. It's really cool, but just more than I want to spend, and it's too big for my space. Feeling you on that one, dude. Feeling you on that one. Bobby Dubs. When I heard the first tier was patches, I was like, wow, that's plural. This figure is going to be more badass than Nick Fury because he's blind in both eyes. Bobby Dubs as well. I loved your comment about the Falcon head the other day. But then I found out it's something you got to sew onto a jacket. I'm a toy collector, not a fashion diva. Well, we can be both, dude. We can be both. You know what I'm saying? A few folks saying hello to everybody. La la la. Jono, Shooting the Galaxy is amazing. The shots that Lad pulls off, and the Star Wars team insist on keeping his output dull as hell. Yeah, well, Black Series, man. Yeah, he's really amazing. Some of the shots. The classified ones as well. Sometimes I'm on the fence, and I'll be prepping up a stream review vid or something, and I'll be pouring over the stuff and eyeing it up and looking for things to discuss or that catch my eye or might influence me one way or another. And like Alpine's a great example. Saw that Alpine in package shot that leaked out from a retailer and was like, it's all right, I suppose. But then the Shooting the Galaxy pictures of him swinging down the side of cliffs and stuff, I was like, oh yeah, I got to have this figure. You know what I mean? I didn't pre-order it, but he nearly convinced me to go in on the Storm Shadow version 2. It's, he's such a powerful influence, you know. Venom there as well, that enables our addiction. He should be held to account. Hold him to account! Will swinging in here. Yeah, those patches are a joke as a tier. The Baroness does look good. Just wondering if she will be unlocked. I think she will. John is right. I suspect. I don't know for sure, but if John, I've got no reason to disbelieve Jono's observations that things feel like they're a bit slower and a bit more ploddy this time around. But I think it will get there. Aside from the patch controversy, I've seen a lot of people going, yeah, the Rattler looks good. You know, they like the look of what they're seeing in terms of the Rattler itself. So I could be misjudging that sentiment, but I'm pretty sure I've seen people, you know, out and about saying they're into the Rattler itself. Jono there. Baroness will 100% get a mainline release. Yeah, well, that's what retro cardback, the retro line's for, isn't it? And which is why I'm not too panicked. Do you think Wild Weasel would? Because I wouldn't mind a Weasel in my collection. Thinking about that those animated series lineups, he was always kind of around on the ground as well as in his Rattler. You know what I mean? Connor, honestly, I hope for a ground crew fig with some oil cans, etc. as a tier. Yeah, I mean that'd have been cool, wouldn't it? With oil cans and one of those little baggage carts. Venom, I really hope we get a standard Baroness soon. Yeah, so, you know, I don't like repeat characters in my collection unless I consider it an upgrade or a significant enough difference. And Baroness is definitely one of those characters in my classified collection that just irks me that she's not quite... It's the articulation scheme for me. She's that first female articulation on Baroness. Or was Lady J first? Because Lady J's all right, isn't she? Well, anyway, that early... Baroness articulation with the elbows and the way she holds the guns just really pisses me off. I find it very difficult to do stuff with. So I would like the new book Baroness, and the face sculpt looks a lot better on the Dragonfly one than it did in the Crimson Triple Pack, in my humble opinion. A few folks saying hello. Hey Gerard. Eric, I hear you there. I think I've just resigned myself to accepting that this is what the HasLab platform is. Not really crowdfunding, just made to order. Yeah, but I don't think they made any secret of the fact that well, I don't know. There's been stuff that's not been successful, isn't there, actually? So I'm going to stop there because I was about to say something that was a load of bollocks. Hello. And some come down from the previous two. All right, here we go. Jono, a question for those back in the Rattler. Have you guys actually measured out the size of the Rattler? 3 foot by 3 foot is fucking massive when you plot it out. Yeah, well, I have. Up here. It's just right above my head here. Well, a bit more, just slightly more towards the window there. Actually, it's the weight I would need to know if I was planning on hanging it from the ceiling. Although, I've got some old Star Wars Lego. I've got an X-Wing and a TIE Fighter, and I was thinking, because the idea evolved, because I was thinking, no, I can't buy the Rattler, it's too expensive, and I need to stop myself from making bad decisions. But I've got some old Star Wars Lego, an X-Wing and a TIE Fighter, and I thought, well, I could still, like a little, Death Star trench kind of thing. Watch this space. Watch this space. But yeah, 3x3 is huge, isn't it? I mean, that's a really big piece of toy, isn't it? Can you imagine having a 3 foot by 3 foot plane when you were a kid? Like when you were 11 years old? I can't even bend my head around that. Perfect size to replace the missus with. Oh, hey up. Charlotte just tries not to think about it until it's here. You better hope she never sees that comment. Love it. Let's have a look. Oh, Prophet's here. Hey, Prophet, how you doing? Everyone say hi to Prophet. I'm thrilled with Rattler and its 3 figs, stand and effects. Patches aren't affecting me either way. Okay, great. There you go. So there's a little bit of another perspective on it there. Prophet's all in. The patches aren't affecting you either way. Will you do something with the patches? Will you get them on an old, I don't know, an old military shirt or jacket or something? It's proper eye-opening when you do. I am talking about oversized. How big was that Masters of the Universe? No, not Masters of the Universe, sorry. What am I thinking of? Thundercats, the big Thundercats thing. That was big, wasn't it? Venom in here. Yes, the Rattler figures are Rattler-centric because of the variant Cobra logo, at least to me personally. Can't stand them to standard Cobra displays. OCD, I know. Yeah, sure. Although that's that 4-minute delay. Yeah, although I wouldn't, like I say, I wouldn't mind a wild weasel in the collection to go in amongst the crowd, because I do have that visual memory of watching the cartoon, and there being sort of Cobra Commander, Destro, Storm Shadow, and Wild Weasel in the mix, and a Firefly just sort of lurking in the background. I don't know if I've made that up in my head, but that seems to be like a visual thing I can picture. Sort of went through that with the hiss, but I'll sort it out. I'm already trying to clean things up before the Dragonfly gets here. Well, that's like another part of the evolving story here, isn't it? Is that you measure up your Rattler and that's all fine, but the fact that you've got a Dragonfly, when's that due to come? In the autumn? So you've got the Dragonfly coming in the autumn as well. So it's 2 big aircraft in addition to your hiss tank. Although the hiss tank, at least you can sort of pop it on the floor, I suppose. Well, you can put your Dragonfly and your Rattler on the flight stand on the floor, but it's not the same, is it? Probably, if people are happy with the offerings, I'm genuinely thrilled. I'm just being a Scrooge with my money. And I think that's fair, Connor. I think that's also fair. I think you're both... it's nice. I like it. I like having the 2 sides of the... a nice, reasonable, level-headed 2 sides of the story. We've got someone here who has taken a look at it and gone, I'm really thrilled with it, I can't wait. Someone else going, I don't know about the price, and I'm not sure I can justify it. And they are, 2 perfectly reasonable points of view, aren't they? But I'm also glad, Prophet, that you're thrilled with it. I can sense your excitement through the internet. Bit of chat about the hiss tank. Oh, Antoine Jackson's here. Hi, Antoine. If they make a new mold, that thing is getting used a lot. A new mold of what? I've missed something, have I? Just clarify for me, Antoine, only because I can't keep up with the pace of the chat here. Yeah, Wild Weasel will get a mainline release, I'd say. No way would the Joe team not reuse a new sculpt. Hell, they got 3 uses out there. This version of Coco. True story. Spitting facts over there. I'd like to have a Wild Weasel figure. Even if it kind of doesn't make sense without the vehicle and stuff. But, you know, I just like the character. I have fond memories of the character from the cartoon. Oh, TJC's here. Hey, TJC, how's it going, my man? See, Chris, that's exactly what we have to remind ourselves of. At least it's not Eternia. Oh, Liquid Identity's here. Hi, Liquid Identity. How you doing, my man? We won't see mainline Wild Weasel. We won't even see mainline Well Built until the Dragon Pit Flight is in people's hands. We don't see mainline Hiss Driver or Tactician, do we? Interesting point, yeah. I think the distinction there, I mean, obviously, I've got no idea what the thinking is in Hasbro, but the distinction, I suppose, would be that Wild Bill and Wild Weasel are unique characters. That would be, I suppose, my only the reason I would like to see them get a re-release. Perhaps if it was to be anything, it would be the retro line with a different color scheme, or it would be downgraded. It would have to be downgraded somehow. But then, you know, they put retro Coco in with the Hiss tank, with that unique element of the Mickey Mouse ears or whatever. And then now, you know, we've had 2 subsequent versions of retro Coco, one of which is, you know, the SDCC exclusives already in some people's hands. In fact, I noticed I pre-ordered. I didn't go for Once a Man. I was like, nah, I just can't see me making much use of him. And at this moment in time, the channel is just not big enough for me to buy figures just for the purposes of review. But I did go for Death's Head, and I noticed it was like in stock, ready to ship. I mean, I've not had the shipping email because Hasbro Pulse take a fucking lifetime to actually put things in boxes and send them out to you. Tell you who else takes a lifetime to send stuff out? Forbidden Planet. The shit for ordering comics from. But that's a tangent. What was I saying? Oh my god. Did you watch that happen then, folks? Tangented onto a tangent, onto a tangent. I lost my original point. In 4 minutes' time, I'll see you in chat. One of you guys tell me what it was I was actually getting at. Oh, Liquid Identity. I won't see mainline Wild Weasel, Wild Bill, his talent. What was it? Cobra Commander. No, I still can't get back to my original point. But time will tell. You know, time will tell. I'll wait it out, I suppose. Again, if there's someone who's bought multiple Rattlers and they put a Wild Weasel up and it's not ridiculously priced, which on the secondary market for the figure alone, then I might go for it. Or, you know, I'll know a lot of folks. Maybe someone will do me a solid helping collector and all that. And sell it to me at just a standard figurey price. I don't know. You know, you have to see. Time will tell. John O'Hare, the Thundercats base was huge, but that was more tall than wide. Yeah, sure. Tall would be fine in a collection. It's wide stuff that kills display, Steve. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. It won't be a space problem until the end of 2025, 26. Yeah, just get the extension built on the house in the meantime. Yes, Connor, it is an acceptable time to bring up the need for a HasLab Black Series X-Wing. Well, so that's, I mean, I know it's an ongoing thing for you. It's been commented on many, many times. But the Rattler and the Dragonfly does demonstrate what's possible. And if you think the Rattler is a popular, 3 foot by 3 foot aircrafty thing, then surely an X-Wing would boom, get a. You wouldn't even have to throw in all that exciting extra figures, would you? What would you put in? A flight suit, Luke, which they've already got a sculpt for. Maybe do something with it to make it a little bit more exciting. A Wedge and a Jet Porkins or something, and then an R2 that comes in and out of the Astromech port. It's like they're just turning away money. So yes, good time to bring it up. I mean, if there was anything, I'm talking about like the Rattler to hang on the ceiling there, and I'm tempted, but I'm going to stop myself. If there was anything, the X-Wing, the Black Series X-Wing would make me go, yeah, if it's got light up displays and stuff. And do you know what I mean? Because let's face it, we're all just massive man-children in a state of arrested development, aren't we? Put a few lights on it and we're sold. Venom, I don't know how I'll react if they're actually going with the Joe Base HasLab tease hint from the Cobra Claw artwork. Yeah, I don't know, I just can't. So when I put a post up saying, is the tease the base in the background, or is the tease the figure leaping on the back of the claw, a new version of Snake Eyes or whatever. And there were a couple of people who said, "Oh, I'd love it to be the G.I. Joe base." But I just can't. I don't know. I mean, how big would it be? I'm definitely up for playsets, though. I'd love some 25 quid playsets. Wouldn't have to be super exciting, like a watchtower with a mounted machine gun and a few sandbags. I'm not talking like super base type stuff, but like little playsets like that, or a little fire and some little bivouac tents and stuff. A little playset with some extra little accessory bits and some sort of dioramery bits in it. I'd be all over. So I saw Full Force posted the other day that he was. I don't know who the guy was that they got the quote from, but they seemed to imply that it was important Hasbro person. To say that it's not off the table, it's something they've been talking about since the beginning. So, but a big old, anyway, getting back to the point, I keep doing this. A big old HasLab, I mean, it'd be as big as me desk and me computer, surely. Although the Cantiners, what's the Cantiner? That's 6 inches, isn't it? It's Black Series, or is it TVC? Is it Vintage Collection, the Cantiner? Just goes to show how much attention I play to the Star Warsy stuff nowadays. Eric here, I'm very glad they went with the standard red Wild Weasel and not the blue first appearance version. That may have swayed my decision. Yeah, although, equally I'm a little gutted that it's the red one, because if we ever do get an individual release, they may play around with the colours. Although Wild Bill, if they were to bring Wild Bill out, and it was the Sunbow cartoon colours, the blue jumpsuit with the yellow life jacket, then that wouldn't bother me so much. Oh, yeah, okay, sure, Antoine. Thank you. Yeah, with you. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They wouldn't, those new sculpts, they've got to get some use out of them, haven't they? Oh, dear. Right, let's try and keep a little bit more contemporary with the chat. So, Eric here. Here's a question for you, sir. As the line progresses and they start to dig into those later, sillier themes from the late 90s, do you see the hype of the Classified series dying out? Yes. Easy one, that one. Yeah, well, I don't know, actually. It's a good question. It is a good question. So, at the moment, they're doing the merry dance between the sort of different pockets of fandom fairly well, I would say. Fairly well. So if you're an old school Action Force comic fan, stroke G.I. Joe comic fan, then there's enough figures to just pluck that little nostalgia string for you in your heart there to get you interested. But they have they've dabbled in Devil's Due comic book stuff and the DIC cartoon and what have you. So they're doing the merry dance quite well. I think there's still enough space in the line yet that they've not even finished the full OG-13, have they, at this moment in time? But I think there might be a point where it sort of saturates out. Yeah, where they start getting into what they called Space Brigade or whatever it was called, then that would be the time. I can see myself saying increasingly more with this kind of subline and stuff. That's a pass for me, and that's a pass for me, and that's a pass for me. And I would imagine I'm fairly representative, as you guys are, of the target adult collector audience for this. And if we're saying pass, then, So yeah, there may be a time where there'll be still a proportion of individuals who'll be excited because they collected that subline or that new generation or that new iteration of the character. Like if they bring out a what's the latest cartoon, the one that's got a kind of like little anime look to it? Is it Revolutions? There's a cartoon that I've never really engaged with or watched. And if they started bringing out characters in those designs, I'd be like, meh. Well, unless they look really fucking cool, but otherwise, yeah. Liquid Identity's putting his money down. I bet we won't see mainline Wild Weasel, if at all, until 26 or 27. I'm not waiting that long. Fair enough. Yeah, and you're probably right. They will give it a bit of time. What's the distance between his tank coming out and the new Retro Coco landing? When does new Retro Coco ship? Let me have a look. Sorry, Eric, did I answer your question? I think I did. I sort of distracted my way off super fast, didn't I? Let's have a look. Oh my god, this pre-order list is getting silly again. So, Retro Coco. Oh, I've not even put Retro Coco on my list. I've definitely ordered it, though. Who did I order it with? Is it around the same time as this batch? It will be around this time. Around the same time as this bunch, I think. So it's due in, like, October, I think. At least that's what's listed over here in the UK. So, and when did the Hiss tank come? I'm trying to do the maths. Someone far more capable than me do the maths. And let's see if we can't find some evidence to support Liquid Identity. But I think you're right, yeah, because it must be. It's what been. When did the Hiss tank land? October last year? Is that too early? I feel like it was before Christmas. So it's a good 12 months, isn't it? Let's have a look. Fuller's figure hasn't got that long either. Colonel Angus, you were talking about ordering Death's Head. Did I not close the loop on the Death's Head thing? I thought I closed the loop on that one. I thought did I not say? So I went on to Hasbro. I can't even remember what my point was about the Death's Head, other than to say it was in stock and I think it should be coming soon. I think maybe. I don't know. Oh my god. Oh dear. Oh yeah, so the conversation moved on to the flag. Can't say I wouldn't be tempted if they offered up the flag as a playset, even if it wasn't the whole character. Well, it'd be like your barbecue in the garden. You'd have to start like setting it up in the garden and getting yourself some tarpaulin to cover it on the wet days and stuff. Where would you put it in your house? Well, you'd have to get one of those like. So I sometimes when I go to the UK Games Expo, there's this company that does custom gaming tables. And so it's a dining room table, like a proper dinner table, but then it's got removable panels that then turns it into your board game table. So you can get these like add-ons that clip onto it. You take the tops off, so it's got felt bottoms, so you can play card games and board games and your D&D and stuff. And I do look at them and think, with things like the flag, you would have to. I don't know. It's the flag, but it's also a dining room table. Do you know what I mean? You'd have to do something so you can put something around it to eat your dinner on, but then take it off when everyone else goes to bed and have your man-child playtime with it. Profit here, just following up on the Black Series X-Wing conversation, but let me just have a quick sip of my water. Lucasfilm probably would want a massive share of the Black Series X-Wing. They know it would sell too, yeah. Well, it's often been speculated that a contributing factor to the fact that Black Series is upside down and back to front is Lucasfilm interference, isn't it? Or, well, Disney interference, we should say. But if that's the case, then, well, I suppose it's two different departments, isn't it? I was going to say, if that's the case, then why is Marvel Legends not quite as upside down and back to front? But actually, when you think about it, it's following the same model, isn't it? So, new MCU movie stroke TV show comes out, wave of figures attached to property is released. I suppose the distinction is that Marvel Legends has got a nice balance in which they're digging into, comic book lore, cartoons, so on and so forth, where Black Series doesn't seem to have a solid balance of classic stuff or extended universe stuff that older fans would be looking for, and too much of a focus on bringing out their fourth Andor or whatever, their 10th Ahsoka. Rattler is 325. Guarantee the X-Wing would be more expensive and they would blame it on the licensing. Yeah, you guys still 4 minutes behind me. 40, 14, 40, yeah. Jono, doesn't Hasbro own Palatoy? Nothing to stop the Joe team making 6-inch versions of any of the old Action Man combat towers, the Screw Hoods. Yeah, so well, exactly. Yeah, that's it. And there used to be tons of Action Forcey, G.I. Joe play sets from back in the day as well that they could, draw inspiration from and make. So I'd definitely be up for that. And I think folks would be really into little play sets or sort of accessory style packs with a bit of, like I say, sandbag cover or a little foxhole kind of display or something. It'd have to look good though. I think just churning stuff out in sort of molded plastic would be a bad decision. So I bought that stand. I'm just looking. Is it over there? I'm still here. If anyone turns up, you're not just watching an empty chair. I'm just grabbing something off the shelf. So yeah, some of you might see my review of this stand. So the idea is that your stand goes on this little kind of sort of piece of scenery to give it a little bit of shelf lift, a bit of shelf presence, which caught my eye. And I think if I had the skills to put a bit of paint and a bit of dry brushing on, you could bring that to life quite a bit more. And they had all sorts of different ones, but like a little thing with a foxhole in it and a bivouac tent. But you couldn't just churn it out in this sort of molded plastic. It'd have to have a bit of life to it somehow, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? A bit of depth. Will thinks it's the figure. The base would be too big. Yeah, I'm sort of leaning more on that side. But you know what? They've been known to surprise us before. Oh wait, what's this? Have you guys been getting adverts? Let me see if I can stop that. What's that button do? Insert ad, delay ad. Oh, there's all new things on the YouTube doobly what's it. Connor, yeah, they're defo getting the mix right for different fans with the current offerings. Classify would make kick-ass Battle Force 2000 figs. Yeah, but I'm less familiar with Battle Force 2000. However, going back to Eric's question from before, if they look good, if they did look good, like you say, Classify would nail that. It's a good classic inspiration. Then yeah, I wouldn't just completely fizzle out. Which takes me back to the original answer to Eric's question there, really. Yeah, but no, but maybe, but possibly, but not. Liquid Identity here. To Charlotte's point, I already find myself picking and choosing more sporadically. For me, my classified figure purchases may go down, but vehicle purchases may go up. Yes, I have definitely. I mean, right now I've skipped figures. I've like Liquid Identity there. I've cherry picked and said I'm not interested in that one. I'm gonna skip it. Oh, Connor there. I'd love the October Guard, but not sure that would be possible with the current situation in Eastern Europe. Yeah, that'd be a shame. I'd like the October Guard as well. Again, old school Action Force comic reader. There was some a handful of storylines, story arcs in there with the October Guard involved that would interest me for sure. Connor's skipping Cobra La. I feel like I can dip it in and out of that. No, I see. Well, there you go. There's a great example. I'm all in on the Cobra La. All in on the. You guys know me. I've said it before. Give me the idiosyncratic barmy shit. That's what I want. Bring it all. Eric's been skipping sub teams. Yeah, I've got a couple of Tiger Force because I like Tiger Force Outback, Tiger Force Recondo, and Tiger Force Bazooka. I went with those because I sort of liked the alternative, the alternative subline look as to something a bit interesting. I mean, we all know Outback's like my favorite of all time. The Tiger T-shirt Outback. And I've got some Night Force. So isn't the Big Ben? Isn't that a Night Force? It's not actually the mainline Big Ben, is it? It's a Night Force Big Ben. New Retro Coco's within the next few months. Yeah, 9th of October for Jono. All right, yeah. So October. Yeah. Eric here. No interest in Eco Warriors, Battle Force, or the Star Brigade. That's what I was reaching for in my head before. If they make it that far into the line, I'll likely be done by then. Well, I might not have enough room by then. I'll be set. I tell you who does need an update, though. I was messing around. So somebody on Instagram, in the comments, I've forgotten the name, Nelson, I think, asked me about the roadblock with the new Luke Cage head. So I said, yeah, I'll give it a go for you and take a picture. So I took a picture and posted it. So I've dug out this roadblock. These boots suck, man. They do my head in. They're rubbish. But I wouldn't mind a wee little upgrade with better boots. Eric, you'd probably take them off and just swap them out, wouldn't you? Get yourself some nice big fat Shadow Tracker boots on it or something. Renegade. Oh, the time delays. This is painful, isn't it? Is it affecting your enjoyment of the stream, folks? Yeah, Renegade. That's the cartoon. Then Renegade. I gave 1 or 2 episodes ago. Hasbro is kind of screwed as it has to make 2 different figure scales for Star Wars. The Marvel Legends have it easier as 6-inch for comic and MCU characters. Yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah. Yeah, got to keep those... can't upset those vintage collectors. Jesus. Chris, did you buy a stone with a little hole in the top? No, not even a stone, mate. A lump of moulded plastic. So I started the Amazon accessory reviews on the channel. And what I did, I'd set up the Amazon affiliate link. And then when a bit of... I've got it set to pay me gift vouchers. And then when it pays the gift vouchers, I buy a random accessory. In fact, folks, if you do use Amazon, even if it's just once or twice occasionally, I'll give you the link there. Just if you could dip in and use the Amazon... For the folks in the US... dip in and use the Amazon affiliate link because that money's going into the pot and buying the random. So I'm finding random accessories on Amazon, just like weird things like this, and just picking it up. But I'm struggling at the minute because I haven't got enough money to qualify for a gift voucher, and some of this random stuff's a bit of a risk, isn't it? So yes, in answer to this question, John, I did. I bought a plastic rock with a hole in the top. Yeah, boo, shin guards. Do you know that? Those shin guards bug the fuck out of me. They are never lined up right on the figures. Yeah, although, right, I was thinking the other day, maybe someone can answer this question who's more knowledgeable. On the shin guard front, I've got a few figures. And I don't think it's just my version of the figure, where one of the shin guards on one of the legs is not at the front of the shin. So I'm thinking like my Alley Viper or Valaverse, Pandora. One of her shin guards isn't right. My Pandora. And who else? There was another one where the shin guard wasn't lined up right. And I was just wondering if it just seems to be happening too frequently for me to think it's like a QC issue or an error a design error, like there's actually a practical reason why military folks would have one shin guard facing, like something to do with, I don't know. It was something that was. This is what I do. I sit around just thinking about these things far too much. I'm probably again chunnering bobbins. But if anyone knows if that if it's a random kind of thing, not a random kind of thing. It's actually an intentional reflection of real life like shin guard thing etiquette. I don't know what I'm saying. Stop talking, Chris. Oh, G-Force is here. Hey, G-Force, how's it going, my man? Too many roadblocks and still no proper V2, yeah. Right, being a fine figure, who is able and fast enough to order an SDCC Cobra Commando once a man, or were you disappointed both days? Yeah, so Colonel Angus brought it up and Will brought it up before. So yeah, there's some proper toxic, like, whoa, there's some furious energy about the pace at which the once-man Cocos have been selling out on Hasbro Pulse out there, isn't there? So I dared step into Facebook earlier today, just at the kettle making a cup of tea, doing the old doom scrolling, and I actually opened Facebook because someone had tagged me in a picture, which was one of the pictures taken at the weekend at my son's birthday party, and some of the memes are hilarious. Some folks have made some like little memes that were making me chuckle, but there's some in the UK collectors group, like bile, spewing bile. I'm cancelling my Rattler order. I'm never buying G.I. Joe Classified Series again. Blah, blah, blah. And then someone jumps in and is like, "Well, you were on here 3 months ago saying, nah, I'll wait until it goes into Ross at clearance, and so it's your fault that they're reducing the numbers." And whoa, it was like, Jesus, it was like the like Olympics boxing match or something ridiculous going off. There's some real like people are pained, furiously pained at their inability to get what is a limited quantities release convention exclusive, which they never made any secret about. But I also get it. I also get when if you're a completionist or you really passionately wanted the figure because it excited your man-child half of your brain, which I totally understand. I totally get that. Then I can see why it would be a disappointment. And just some of the reactions maybe made me wince a little bit. I was like, Jesus. John is there. Got him and Death's Head, no problem. Yeah, so I picked up Death's Head, as I mentioned earlier. I've skipped Coco. It looks like a great figure. It would just be one that I'd buy for the sake of reviewing it and having it for a couple of days, and then it would go in the box, never to be seen again. I just can't see me, even if I built the Cobra La collection out of characters, I just can't see me using that Cobra Commander in the Cobra La collection. I don't know. Anyway, I've skipped it now, so the moment's passed. It's still in stock on Hasbro Pulse EU, a sure sign that it's not working over here. Ooh, shall I have a quick look and see if we've still got it in the UK Hasbro Pulse? Let me just open a fresh window. UK.Hasbro Pulse. Ooh. UK.Hasbro Pulse. There we go. SDCC exclusives. Let's see if I can actually find it under the SDCC exclusives section of the website. Right. Darth Maul's still in stock. I tell you what, that Darth Maul did turn my head until I saw the price. Death's Head. Yep, still in stock in the UK. I could buy one right now. I mean, if you're still struggling, folks, then maybe we can help you out. Yesterday it sold out in 6 minutes. Today I got one. Yeah, so I saw that too. I saw that there was a release last night at like like midday East Coast time. This was like 4 or 5 in the afternoon for me over here. And then it went quick, and then I saw somebody else posting around saying it's going back up at 8 a.m. tomorrow, another batch or something. And they did that with another exclusive. Right, hang on. Sorry, folks. If you are getting adverts, I apologise. I don't know how to actually turn it off, and I keep trying to skip ads or pause ads whenever I can, because I don't want you just like watching adverts for all the 10th of a cent that it'll actually earn me. But I apologise for that. So yeah, I did see that. I saw that it sold out super fast last night, and then they did another batch this morning. But then I've also seen people today like, oh, I didn't manage, it was sold out again in like 4 minutes. Venom there. I hope Nemesis Immortal is not the PulseCon exclusive. No, I think they've already said, haven't they? The Starduster is the PulseCon exclusive. They've already called that out. I'm pretty confident at the SDCC panel they said Starduster was going to be the PulseCon exclusive. Now, we might well see Nemesis Enforcer as one of the reveals at PulseCon, but I don't think he's the exclusive. I don't think so. And I'm probably going to skip Starduster anyway. Hey, Flaffle's here. How you doing, Flaffle? Yeah, that's it exactly, Chris. The early Cobra Troopers suffer the most from it due to reusing a fucked up mold. Right, so it's a fucked up mold. It's not because there's some soldiers out there who are there's an intentional shin guard skiwiffy thing that's got a practical military reason. It was a fucked up mold. Yeah, Starduster is the PulseCon exclusive. Talk about uninspired. Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, I don't know about Starduster. I still haven't made my mind up, but I'm pretty much. I'm definitely leaning more towards them at this moment in time. Yeah, profit there. Okay, you guys are ahead of me in chat here. Pretty sure they said it was a brick and mortar retail release. Liquid Identity, thank you. Yeah. Saw a mine, $120. Yeah, the Facebooks have it. Yeah, I don't go in Facebook very often. I avoid Facebook and Twitter because it's an absolute shitstorm of pointlessness. I've obviously clicked on something and viewed something that I wouldn't normally do, or I've just had a looky loo at something a bit like newsy, controversial, particularly around the time of the election. I was having a look at some stuff, and now like my Twitter feed and my Facebook feed are just absolute carnage, sheer bollocks in there, and I can't. And every time I try and do a bit of a house clean, it takes like a month and it's already back into Shitsville. And I don't understand why I'm like blocking people and stuff, and I'm not even in there very often. I'm probably doing something wrong. Yeah, keep the exclusive stuff boring, otherwise you'll have everyone pissed off on Facebook again, that's for sure, yeah. Yeah, fight! Yeah, and there was all this stuff like... they limited it to 5. How many of you fuckers out there bought 5? Remember, take one and leave another one on the shelf for the next customer. You're going to be scalping them on eBay tomorrow, making loads of money, you wanker. It was, yeah. It was aggressive and confrontational. Everyone's a victim these days, yeah. I recently asked some of the Discord folks their thoughts on advertising the server on Facebook groups. Yeah, Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, it's absolute cesspools, man. Although here's the Discord link for this fine selection of folks in here, if anyone's not already come along and joined us over in the Joe Bro, G.I. Joe Frontline Discord there. Yeah, Serpentor and Chuckles enjoyed both of those a great deal. I agree with Jono on that one. So Will there, they spoke about that. The shin guards are used like that in the real world, but that's all I've heard. Okay, I need an ex-service person to swing by and give me the lowdown on that. I need to understand, or I'll Google it. I get you, Chris, and I don't like the unmasked head myself. I plan to keep the helmet head on since he looks more menacing that way. Oh, are we talking about Coco, are we? I was like, Starduster. Menacing with his helmet on. But you mean the Coco, don't you? Yeah, the unmasked snake head looks very meh. Needs to be screaming. Yeah. Oh god, chat's moving on too fast. I can't keep up. Let's see what Prophet's saying here. To me, I like Once Man Coco not so much as a devolving Snake Man, but rather enhanced Snake Armor Commander. Yeah, bit of headcanon there. I like your thinking, Prophet. Flaffle, is it me or does Nemesis appear thick like Road Pig and not taller like Serpentor? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, we just got that little glimpse of him in the box, and a few folks did a bit of a zoom-in job, didn't they? And it did look. He looked wide rather than tall. But until I see them, get him out and put him on the turntable, I'm reserving judgment on that. But I suspect you might be right. Your observations may be correct there, Flaffle. Yeah, we're pretty sure they did big figures in retro before, like Gung Ho. Yeah, and Slaughter's a bit bigger, isn't he? But I mean, Nemesis Immortal's bigger. Although the Skybound comic interpretation was a bit more. I mean, he was big, but he wasn't like enormously swole. He was big, but he was. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. Built. He was built, but he wasn't stocky. Jono says he didn't look that tall as well. G4, shooting from one knee would be the only practical reason I could come up with for skewing the shin guard. Yeah, so if you're down the leg that you lay flat, I'm not, clearly everything about the way I'm acting it out demonstrates how little I know about this stuff. Just looked up eBay. Once a man going from 85 to 185. All right, well, so maybe those claims on Facebook were accurate then, perhaps. So, anyway, give me 1 sec. I'm just going over to Hasbro Pulse UK and buying myself some Once a Man Cocos. You think it might be the Road Pig? Oh, Retro Tard. How you doing, man? Welcome. Using the Road Pig sculpt for Nemesis. Although I think the Road Pig is, he's like dad-bodied Road Pig, isn't he? And Nemesis Immortal doesn't say dad bod to me. But we'll see. Again, I'm like I say, we're just speculating right now. So, okay, Connor, no worries. Thanks, my man. See you later. Father Connor mode. Looks bigger than Road Pig body mass wise, sure. I hear the guy that runs that Discord is pretty top notch. He's all right, he's okay. Have I caught up with chat? I've caught up with chat. So now have I got to sit here for 4 minutes waiting for some more stuff to turn up? Is that what I need to do now? La la la. Wait for a bit of chat to turn up. Do. Give it a quick refresh in case I've overdone it. Now, I'm not saying selling 4 spare Cocos on eBay would pay for a Rattler, but he's thinking the wrong way, lol. Unlike Nemesis, I gotta admit, I actually quite like the sort of dad-bodied look of Road Pig. That every now and again there's a sort of like a little glance at the head that makes me think he looks a bit derpy, but I sort of kind of like that too. Like he should be a bit dense. If you look at the Devil's Due interpretation of the character, he's a bit more kind of youthful and and kind of cartoony and a bit more around him. So, you know, a bit like kind of brainless goon kind of look about him. So we'll see. Right, have I burnt the chat out then? Is that... let me just check that one's up to date with that one. Yeah, it is. Heavy Duty is going to be a big boy too. Yeah, sure. Be curious to know which book they use for that. I wouldn't like it to be the pin joints. I don't mind pins so much in the legs, but in the arms, I'm like, oh, it's a bit annoying. Who was pinned recently that pissed me off? Norgahide. Didn't like the pins on Norgahide. Flaffle. A question here. What's something you want to see come to Classified next year? Specific vehicle, accessories, anything beyond a standard figure? Yeah, great. I mean, I really want, I don't know if this would count as a standard figure, but I really want the IDW continuity interpretation of Crystal Ball. I mean, a classic look Crystal Ball would be fun because I like the crazy shit. But I really want some IDW comics inspired stuff. And in particular, things like the Crystal Ball. So he's like this big Charles Manson looking motherfucker with like massive beard and big hippie hair. And he wears a big sheepskin kind of hippie coat. And he's got this kind of occult Cthulhu, Aleister Crowley kind of vibe. And he's got a load of sort of goth, like ringnail things, whatever they're called, on, and he just looks really mean and evil. And there was a great little mini series where that had a total Cthulhu vibe, where they'd managed to open Cobra managed to open a portal, and all these crazy like demon monsters were coming through, and it was all just really kind of gothic and horror-y. So I'd love something like that. But there are other kind of IDW continuity interpretations of characters I'd love to see. Crake, who was like an assassin dude. And I think it'd be kind of fun to get some of this, like the civvies. There was, what was the name now? One of the comms people that worked with Mainframe. And she wore like the not the dress uniform, but like the jacketed, jacket and skirt kind of military uniform. I think there's something like that in that space would be cool. And then I would like to see, so IDW continuity stuff would appeal to me for sure, but particularly like the IDW continuity Crystal Ball is exciting to me. And then anything else, any particular vehicles or accessories? I'll tell you what I would also love to see, as the reuse of hands is becoming increasingly more prevalent, and they've now started to kind of more frequently include closed fist hands in addition to your trigger fingers and your open palms, sometimes a pointy finger, little hand packs. I'm pretty sure they've reused the hand selections enough now. Possible. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Some of you guys follow this stuff more closely than I, but that you could produce a few more hands to sort of backfill the characters that didn't get the closed fists or the like karate chop palms and stuff. So yeah, I think that's it. I'll stop chuttering on there. There's my choices. Jono there saying the heavy duty will probably be on the Sarge body. Yeah, I think you're probably right there, Jono. Road Pig has a wicked mask to make it look less derpy. Yeah, I love that pigskin mask. Awesome. I mean, that's proper like just awesome. Jono says the fan gets my vote, but that's kind of confirmed. Yeah, it'll just be a matter of timelines, won't it? We've seen the Triple T on General Hawk's packaging, and we've still not seen that actually come to life in the line. So, like Being a Fine Figure was it Being a Fine Figure was saying before? The timeline is the main thing there, isn't it? How long we'll have to wait. We still haven't seen shots of Road Pig with his muzzle on. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, I noticed that. That kind of Mad Max muzzle thing. Eric there. They need a new set of legs and boots for the large books. the reuse of those shitty boots on Norgahide was a real disappointment. Yeah, in fact, I think Norgahide's these legs, isn't he? These legs, yeah, these shin guard boots, man, with these little feet. Ugh. Venom. Chris, do you plan on getting the Tiger Paw, or is it too much of a repaint? For my case, I'm fortunate to not have a Firefly, so wreckage will look unique with the team. No, I'm not grabbing the Tiger Paw Venom there. Although less about the fact that there's a repaint. I didn't get the Ferret either. It's just the limiting my vehicle purchases, and that means kind of all sizes of purchases. I bought the Trouble Bubble because I really wanted a Tele Viper. You know what would have been cool with the Televiper? I don't know how they would have made it work, but if they could have made words or set it up so you could have different words coming across the screen. Anyway. And that's just been sitting in the box. Serpentor with his air chariot is about the only kind of vehicle thing that I ever actually display. So yeah, I'm skipping it, but not because of the repaint, just because I'm trying to minimize the vehicle stuff. And I'm not, too concerned about not getting a wreckage in my collection. Will, you should buy some Coco once a man and sell them at a reasonable price. Yeah, so if I bought them now, they're 40 quid here on UK. If I put them up for 45 quid with a bit of postage on top, that'd be fair enough. Extra fiver for me trouble. I wonder if they'll use Metalhead's backpack style for any heavy equipment for heavy duty. Yeah, possibly. Heavy duty he's got a big cannon, hasn't he, up front? Profits is Skyhawk, his absolute favourite G.I. Joe vehicle. Love it. Need 4 for sure. It must be able to hold 3 Joes. That's exciting. 3 Joes. And we were talking about the Rattler being 3 foot by 3 foot, weren't we? Venom, I've got 0 Tiger Force figures in my collection. I'll have to chase Outback, especially because he's rocking the Tiger logo on his shirt. Yeah, that Outback is still up there in like my top classified figs. For as many as we've had now, I keep going back to that one. I love it. Yeah, get more people with the Tiger Force logos on their t-shirts. Flaffle here. I want to see the first Battlefield accessory, a bivouac, forward reserve, or outpost defender. Yeah, we were talking about accessory packs before and play sets. G4 says he still thinks they're missing the small vehicle towable market. The Howl, the Whirlwind, the Asp, Checkpoint Bunker. Yeah. Shark with a version 2 Deep 6. Some good, solid wishlist action going on here, folks. Being a fine figure's got a bounce. Yeah, no worries, man. Thanks for... you made it quite a way before getting noticed with the old earpods in at work. And Retro here. You think the sneak peek of the paws was Max and Spearhead? It's clearly a pet. There's no way they're going to do Fatal Fluffies. Yeah. Oh, come on. Fatal Fluffies would be awesome. Fire breathing, laser guns. Max and Spearhead. Maybe. There's definitely... I mean, yeah. Place your bets now, folks. Any backpack style vehicles like the jetpack helicopters or wind up stuff. Yeah, I used to have one of those backpack helicopters back in the day. I seem to remember. Well, I think that they've said many times, haven't they, on live streams, like when Lenny has been asked, and he said nothing is off the table ever. Nothing's off the table. So it's all just about time, resource, manpower in Hasbro, isn't it? And as we well know, Hasbro are always seeking to streamline and be more efficient, and therefore that might affect the timeline in which we see this stuff coming up. Flaffle says they were polar bear feet. Deep 6 would be sick as fuck, but they probably won't produce because they can't reuse that mold to maximize their profits. Yeah, and well, unless they do like a a new gen sculpt, something a bit different, a bit more exciting, and then stop slouching, Chris. That they set themselves up to have some reuse potential, or do something like they've done with Tripwire, maybe, where the book is one thing, but then the stuff over the top. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm starting to. It's 11:15, folks. At night. I'm starting to. I already started a bit scattered, and I'm starting to run out of steam and find it hard to keep going. Polar battle bear with iceberg. Bobcats don't have claws like that. Pretty sure it's a bear, but that would be massive. They'll leave the fluffies to Super 7. That's right up there, Weird Ali. County apple in the bear costume. Right, folks, according to my timer, I'm at 1:20. I'm going to start winding it down there because I'm running out of steam. I'm not like Lawrence. I can't do 3.5 hours non-stop going. Short but sweet, nice and punchy. That's how we do it. MoDXtra Games and Collectibles. Although, if you ever watch one of my reviews, you'd argue that is an absolute fallacy what came out my mouth there. So I'm going to start bringing it to a close. An absolute pleasure as always, folks. Thanks for coming. And some of you guys were like here, chomping at a bit, ready to go 10 minutes before I start, and that's just like, it just warms my heart, that's really great. And I don't show you enough appreciation. I should show you some more appreciation. Love you guys to bits. You're the best viewing community in the world ever. I think you're all awesome. So come and join us on the Discord if you want to come talk some more G.I. Joe with some other awesome Joe bros. Charlock here is the moderator there. He'll give you a nice warm welcome and get you introduced around. So if you're looking for a space to hang out, get some good G.I. Joe and other stuff, G.I. Joe and other adult collecting related chat going on. Otherwise, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, do the eBay stuff. eBay stuff. Jesus, that's how tired I am. Do the YouTubey stuff. Thumbs up, subscribe, blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's it. I'm out of steam. Oh, Venom, I always love coming here. I felt like something was missing when we didn't have a stream last week. Oh, I'm sorry, mate. Much love back to you. Oh, you're soft. You're soft, a lot of you. No, you're awesome, though. It's awesome. You know what I mean? We don't have... MoDXtra's not a big audience, but size matters not, innit? You know what I mean? It's the quality of the audience, and I'm pretty confident. Quality of my audience, you guys, is fucking A+++ platinum awesome. So there we go. Right then, I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna go have a quick bit of a late supper and a hot drink, and then get my head down. So thanks everyone. Keep an eye out on the channel. I'll have a video out towards the end of the week, and then I'll be back next week. Either Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll have to check my work schedule, but keep an eye on the Instas and on the YouTube posts, and I'll let you know. Love to all of you. Take it easy. Have a great weekend, everyone, and I'll catch you again next time. All right. Are you sure you want to end the stream? Yes, please.